G'day guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we break down the charts every single week. So in today's video, I'm going to explain why we're about to see one of the biggest crypto price explosions in history and 3 different charts that show why this next bull run is going to be one of the most explosive and is likely going to be a super cycle. So if you like the sounds of that, make sure to like and subscribe and let's get into the video. So before I get into these charts, guys, let's talk about the fundamentals of crypto. So cryptocurrency was the best performing asset of 2023, and if you invested in crypto, you would have made more money than any other investment. And why is this? Well, every 4 years we have an event called the Bitcoin halving, and this is where the supply of new Bitcoin being mined gets cut in half, decreasing the supply of new Bitcoin coming into circulation. So this causes a massive increase in price every 4 years. Now we've just seen one of the biggest Bitcoin adoption events in history with 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs being approved. So billions of dollars worth of capital is going to flow into this asset class through these ETFs. Now we're also seeing quantitative easing where we're essentially turning the money printer back on. Now, when you have an asset that is decreasing in supply and the demand for that asset is skyrocketing in a macro environment that's bullish for risk on assets, you're looking at the perfect storm for one of the biggest price explosions in history. I'm about to show you 3 different charts that show that as well. So guys, the first chart we're going to look at today is the total altcoin market cap chart. Now, this was our 2017 cycle. Now, this cycle created more millionaires than you can imagine. Now, you might look at this chart and you might think that this is a small move, but anyone who invested before the breakout of this chart became multimillionaires in the last cycle. Now, in our previous cycle, so our 2020 bull run, it was a bit of a lackluster cycle, and I'm going to explain why. And that is because it wasn't actually a true cycle. Because if we actually have a look, the same pattern has been repeating itself just on a macro scale. So over here from our 2013 cycle, you can see we've got our double bottom here, and then we've got a breakout of our previous all-time highs, and we've got our retest of support, and that led to our true bull run, which was our 2017 cycle. Now, this whole pattern here is just repeating itself, but on a much larger scale. And the reason why this pattern is taking longer to play out is because the market cap of crypto is so much bigger than what it used to be. So it takes longer for more capital to be able to flow into these assets, which is why it's just taking a longer amount of time for this same chart pattern to flow out. But essentially what we have here, so we had our double bottom down here. So we've got our double bottom. Then we've got our breakout of our all-time highs. And a retest of those highs into support, retest into support, and that's when we got our massive run up in price, guys, which was our 2017 cycle. So the reason the last cycle was such a lackluster cycle is this was not a true cycle. Our entire last bull one was only equivalent to just a breakout and a retest of support, which was that zone here. And right now, in this period of time, we're about to see a massive run-up of price into new all-time highs. And if this happens, guys, this is going to print more millionaires, and the market cap for crypto is going to go higher than anybody can imagine. And the people who have been investing down here will become multi-millionaires in the next cycle. Now, another chart that I have to back this up is actually if we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So essentially, if you're not sure what the Bitcoin dominance chart is, the Bitcoin dominance chart takes into account the total dominance of Bitcoin in terms of market percentage. So when the chart goes down, that's altcoins gaining market share over Bitcoin. And when it goes up, that's Bitcoin gaining market share in terms of a percentage, guys. So we can see here, guys, this was our 2017 altcoin season where altcoins absolutely exploded. And after our altcoin season, what actually happened is we actually came up and we hit this descending level of resistance, which is this red line here. And this is when we actually started our 2020 altcoin season, but we never actually made a new low during our 2020 altcoin run. We only ever came down to this level of support, which was our previous all-time low, and we never actually broke through that level. Now, this is one of the big reasons why I believe that the last cycle, like in the last chart, wasn't actually a true cycle, but it was only a breakout and a retest of support. And now we're actually gearing up for a new cycle where we're going to put in all-time lows for the Bitcoin dominance chart, and that's when your altcoins are going to absolutely explode and go into price discovery, and that's when people are going to make millions of dollars, guys. So we can see here we've actually just come up and hit this trend line. Now, I drew this line probably like 6 months ago, and we've literally come up to that level and bounced off it exactly. Now, what I'm expecting for the altcoins is I'm actually expecting us to come down and to actually break through the all-time lows and go into price discovery for all of the altcoins. And this is when we're going to get our true altcoin season in the next bull run. Now, also, if we take a look at Bitcoin's price, one thing that's very interesting right now is we're actually really ahead of schedule. So if we actually have a look at the 2017 cycle and we do a Fibonacci retracement, we can actually see that when we actually got up to our golden pocket here, what we saw was we actually saw a multi-month correction, and that was a correction of about 72%. Now that was our COVID wick down there. If we get rid of that black swan event, you're still looking at a 54% correction that lasted multiple months, right? Now, if we have a look at the previous cycle before that, and we draw another Fibonacci retracement from the high to the low of our cycle, what we can actually see is, again, when we came up to that golden pocket, which is our yellow box here, we actually saw another multi-month correction. And if we actually measure this move out, we can actually see that we retraced by about 40%, and it took a number of months for us to actually get above that level. Now, when we take a look at our current cycle, what we can actually see if we draw a fib from the high, we can actually see something different that has never occurred in any of our previous cycles. Right now, we've actually broken above our Fibonacci golden pocket. We haven't had a multi-month correction like in all of our previous cycles. We haven't had a massive drop in price of 40% or more, but we're now holding above our Fibonacci golden pocket, which is our biggest level of resistance that we had to get above in order to get back up to those all-time highs and to break out. And now that we're above this level, we're actually above it months earlier than where we should be. Price should not be as high as it is right now, and this indicates a lot of strength in the market. The fact that we're so far ahead of where we should be in the timeline of terms of all of our previous cycles, this indicates to me massive strength, which is another reason why I believe that we are going to see a super cycle where we print more millionaires than you can imagine. Now, one of the best ways to make money in this super cycle is going to be investing in low cap altcoins. And if you want to know which coins to buy, guys, you can purchase my top 10 list for just $149. These are the coins that are going to make you the most money in this next bull run. If you're interested, just send me a message on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll get that one out to you guys. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.